What is going on, everybody? It's Franz. We're back again for our Summerslam preview and prediction show. We had our NXT TakeOver review yesterday. Not review, but preview and predictions. And tonight, today, it's time for the Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view, which really doesn't feel like what SummerSlam used to be, which was the biggest party of the summer. They even changed the moniker to the biggest event of the summer instead of the biggest party of the summer, which this shows that WWE doesn't have as much faith in this show as they used to. This entire show, outside of 3 matches, is just rematches from what we got at Extreme Rules. Let's go down the card for a second without putting anything out. We have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Yawn, no one cares. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. We have AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Bludgeon Brothers versus A New Day. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens with the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien and Zelina Vega. And the B Team versus The Revival. 3 of those matches, of course, are on the pre-show, so we have 13 matches overall. This show definitely is going to have a lot to live up to because we are going to have ourselves a hell of a show the night before, and that show, of course, is going to be NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, the final Brooklyn in the summertime for the foreseeable future, because we will be moving on to somewhere next year, for the simple fact that WrestleMania is going to be in the New York area, and you're not going to have Brooklyn 5 and 6 next year, because they're not going to have WrestleMania and SummerSlam in the same venue. With WrestleMania going to New York next year and then moving from Brooklyn, it might just be a 1 year stopgap where we have WrestleMania at the Barclays at MetLife Stadium with TakeOver and everything else at the Barclays Center, and then we go somewhere, say like Toronto, California for a year, and then the next year after that we're back at the Barclays Center for SummerSlam in 2020. There is a lot to be seen from that. Just like when we were going from Los Angeles all the way to the Barclays Center, I'm pretty sure we will have a advertisement on Sunday for the next year's SummerSlam, like we had with the Royal Rumble this year. They put an advertisement out in the Royal Rumble show that they were coming to Phoenix. I'm pretty sure it was at that time. So we do not know yet where they're going to be. I'll have more news on it as soon as I can, but I'm pretty sure we will have that all figured out by the time we get done before SummerSlam is over. Quite honestly, is anyone looking forward to SummerSlam outside of Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, and I guess you would say the women's match for Raw and SmackDown? I guess that's 4 matches, but mostly the Raw match to see how long it takes. Other than that, there's really not much on this show to be looking forward to. I mean, we saw Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman at we've actually seen a variation of Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman since Kevin Owens come from SmackDown. I mean, him and Sami Zayn faced Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley at Backlash, and I think I'm pretty sure we had something like that for those two again at Extreme Rules, at Money in the Bank. Oh, that's right, they were in the Money in the Bank ladder match, that's right. And then we got a cage match at Extreme Rules. So why do I really want to see this match again? Before we get to the main card, we do have 3 pre-show matches with the tag team titles for Monday Night Raw on the line. It is the B Team versus the Revival. I hope so heartedly that the Revival go in and win these tag team titles. I am sick to death of the B Team, which are a glorified jobber team, holding the tag team titles hostage, never winning a match legitimately. It's fluke after fluke after fluke after fluke, and it's just so goddamn annoying How many times are we going to have to sit there and watch them scrape by with a fluky victory? And this is supposed to be an underdog tag team who are going up against the odds. The odds are against them, and they're supposed to come out with wins. You can't just have them go out there and win fluky victory after fluky victory after fluky victory. Oh, Matt Hardy hit his head on the ground on the turnbuckle, so we roll him up. Or I shoved Matt Hardy into Bray Wyatt, so I get to hit my finisher on him. Or the Revival hit the Shadow Machine on Bray Wyatt, so we tagged in, so we're going to be able to sit there and get the pin. It's just too many fluky victories after fluky victory. It's fine for like maybe a couple matches or so, but every single match, every single title defense has been the same. How could you continue to do that? I don't know. But I say the Revival hopefully win this match. Rusev and Lana versus Cien and Zelina Vega. Rusev 1 month ago was fighting to take on AJ Styles in the semi-main event for the WWE Championship. And now he is on the pre-show with his wife against Almas and Zelina Vega. Man, how the mighty have fallen. But I'm going with Almas and Zelina Vega. There was talk that after his match with AJ Styles, you would have, as already seen, Almas was getting a push on WWE TV. So I'm going to go with that match for sure. It is going to be, because he's the one that you want to push. And maybe somewhere down the line you see him and a babyface going up against each other for the United States Championship. Or maybe he's in line to face AJ Styles, not to win the title, but to, prolong AJ Styles' wrestling title reign, as he is probably going to get past Samoa Joe. We'll talk about that later. And whoever else comes after that. We also have Cedric Alexander and Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship. This match, of course, is happening because 205 Live, on the July 24th episode of 205 Live, Drew Gulak defeated Mustafa Ali and Hideo Itami and TJP in a fatal four-way to earn the right to challenge Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. On July 30th, the match between Alexander and Drew Gulak was set for SummerSlam. Unfortunately, it's on the pre-show. Why does the Cruiserweight Championship get shafted like this? Outside of the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was a glorified house show, the only two times that the Cruiserweight Championship since Triple H has taken over has appeared on pay-per-view is WrestleMania and SummerSlam, but both on the pre-show. I don't know why they have to do this. You're giving us Baron Corbin and Finn Balor, which nobody's going to care about. But yet you can't give us this on the main show. Baron Corbin and Finn Balor is a nothing match. This is for the Cruiserweight Championship. This match should be on the main card. Honestly, the tag team match for Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien versus Rusev and Lana and this match should both be on the main show. Put both tag team title matches, because both tag team titles are irrelevant, put them on the pre-show along with Baron Corbin and Finn Balor. I'm just saying. But I'm going with Cedric Alexander. There's really no reason to take the title off of Alexander. Hopefully this is the third match of the day, so we can sit there and at least have majority of the arena filled for them. So, yes, I'm going with Cedric Alexander. There's no reason to really take the title off of him at this time. I don't know, unless they want to try and give the Cruiserweights their own show, which with only having one title would be a mistake. But this is definitely one of those things that I don't know what WWE or Triple H really has planned for the Cruiserweight Championship and who would actually take the title off of him. I would say maybe a Lio Rush. Maybe Lio Rush at the next pay-per-view if they would put it on the pay-per-view. But Lio Rush is probably the money match for WWE for 205 Live. On to the main card now. Let's go with Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I really don't care about this match. Finn Balor is going to win this thing, in my opinion. I don't really see a reason for Baron Corbin to win. He won the second match. This is the rubber match here. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor. let me see here. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the WWE United States Championship. We did have Jeff Hardy was the United States Champion going into Extreme Rules. Low blow, Kinshasa, 1, 2, 3, and that match was over. After the match, Randy Orton came out, tripped up Jeff Hardy, and kicked him in the balls, and has tortured him ever since. Jeff Hardy this past Tuesday did have a match with Shelton Benjamin. He won that match, and afterwards, him and Shinsuke Nakamura got in a scuffle with Jeff Hardy coming out on top. But after that scuffle, you see, lurking behind the stage, Randy Orton, reminding us as fans that Jeff Hardy has got to have eyes in the back of his head because I believe because Randy Orton can strike, if I can do it, strike at any time. So I'm going to go with Shinsuke Nakamura retaining the title because Randy Orton comes out and screws Jeff Hardy, leading to a match between these two at Hell in a Cell. So I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura. The question is, where do you go from here with Nakamura if he was to retain the United States Championship? If Daniel Bryan resigns, which hasn't happened yet, if Daniel Bryan resigns, I would give Daniel Bryan a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura to give him time away from his match with The Miz. Because, yes, The Miz and Daniel Bryan happen later in the show, but you're not just going to have Miz and Daniel Bryan, the winner or whatever, and then we're going to just keep continuing on all. You have to spread that out. We can't just have Miz versus Daniel Bryan for the next 6 or 7 months leading up to WrestleMania. No. No. But that is going to be interesting there. I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura because of Randy Orton. Alright, here, let's see. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. This one, of course, Becky Lynch had earned a number one contendership by beating Carmella on an episode of SmackDown about 4 weeks ago, if that. Then, out of nowhere, Charlotte comes back on the final episode of July for SmackDown Live, and she gets put into a match with Charlotte, with Carmella. If she wins, she was added. So she was. So the last 2 weeks we've had we've had Becky Lynch, who is not happy with the fact that she had a singles match, and of course Charlotte got added. So the biggest part of this and why this match is intriguing is what's going to happen between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Who is going to turn on who? That is my question. That is everyone's question. Who is going to turn on who? So I'm going to say Charlotte Flair is going to win the Women's Championship again. This is going to lead to a feud with Becky and Charlotte leading up until Evolution in October, in which Becky Lynch beats Charlotte for the Women's Championship at WWE Evolution. With WWE Evolution coming up, they do want to probably put the title back onto... if you put the title... Here's the thing. If you put the title on Charlotte, she cannot hold that title past October's Evolution. You do not want to have women's champion versus women's champion, because if you have Ronda Rousey beat Alexa Bliss and have her go all the way to WrestleMania, you do not want to see Charlotte versus Rousey at some Survivor Series, because that's just too early for WWE. They want that to be at WrestleMania. So I'm going with Charlotte in this match, and then she's going to lose it in a hard-fought match against Becky Lynch at WWE's Evolution pay-per-view. Speaking of the other women's match, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey should win this match in about 30 seconds. I do not want to see this match go more than 30 seconds. Bell rings. Alexa Bliss tries to do something. She gets studio flip, put in the armbar. She taps out, and that's it. I'm not even going over the rest of it. That's all you got to do. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Ladder match briefcase, the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm going with Braun Strowman for the simple fact is, if Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is the main event of the night, which would be a damn shame if they actually do that, I would have Brock Lesnar be the one to either cash in on Sunday or the next night. It still makes no sense to me why Brock Lesnar is scheduled for the night after SummerSlam if he's not walking in as Universal Champion. For Braun Strowman to cash in. Braun Strowman should be walking out of Brooklyn as your Universal Champion. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins with Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose in both men's corners. Of course, these guys wrestled in a 30-minute Iron Man match at Extreme Rules. That match went to overtime with of course, Drew McIntyre coming back out after getting kicked out from this match earlier on to distract Seth Rollins so Dolph Ziggler could win. Now, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, they have played up the fact that Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler have Seth's number. He is outnumbered by those two, and he has no one to help him. He has no friends. Nobody's here. Dan Ambrose is on the sideline still. Well, they had a contract signing this week in which we had Seth Rollins. It was the narrative of the night was Seth Rollins was not here on time because he was in Shanghai for real. He was actually in Shanghai, China, for the September 1st show, in which John Cena will be there. But he was doing the marketing portion of WWE over there in Shanghai. So he was a little late. We get to the end of the show, Dolph Ziggler signs the contract, and all of a sudden Seth Rollins comes out in his wrestling gear, so I have a feeling he probably wrestled a dark match after the show. But he comes out and says, I've been here for a couple hours, for a bit, but I didn't want to come out until you signed that contract. And there's a reason, because earlier in the night, Dolph Ziggler said, why is there a clause for me that Seth Rollins can have somebody in his corner? Well, the whole reason for that was Seth Rollins said, well, if you're going to have a psychopath in your corner, I should have a lunatic in my corner. Dean Ambrose music hits, and a new, jacked up, short-haired, full scruffy beard Dean Ambrose comes out looking like I should wear a sign that says, I'm turning heel soon on his chest. It shouldn't say, welcome back to the asylum, or whatever it should say. It should be, I'm turning heel soon. Which, I'm going to go, and this one's an easy one for me, I believe. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins winning the Intercontinental title, him and Dean Ambrose celebrating dirty deeds by Dean Ambrose, laying out Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose turns heel on Sunday after this match, setting up for those two to feud at Hell in a Cell, at the Super Showdown, and however far else you have to go. Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose will win the Intercontinental title and take that title to Hell in a Cell to face a newly healed Dean Ambrose afterwards. Let's see here. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. This match, as they have built it, has been 8 years in the making. They did a nice lengthy 3-part series on Daniel Bryan and The Miz's history from the original NXT, which was the awful game show that it was, to the awful game show that was, to Daniel Bryan's retirement, to Daniel Bryan to talking smack, to Daniel Bryan coming back and bringing Miz back over to SmackDown Live so he could punch him in the face. These guys have been feuding all for 8 years, minus of course, for even while Daniel Bryan was retired. This one I have already adamantly said multiple times. I think regardless of if he signs a new contract or not, Miz wins this match. Why does Miz win this match? Because if the end goal is for Daniel Bryan to walk out of WrestleMania as your WWE Champion off of The Miz, you do not have him win the first match. Daniel Bryan will lose this match by either clean, and this is a telling story of how it would be done. If Daniel Bryan loses clean, he's not coming back. He's done with WWE and he's not going to sign. If Daniel Bryan loses by a roll-up with the tights or some nefarious means, somebody something with the refs poking the eye or whatever, and it's not a clean victory, Daniel Bryan will lose that way. So I'm going with The Miz on this because this is not, because if Daniel Bryan wins now, then what are you guys gonna be fighting for? The Miz is gonna go off on his merry way. if Daniel Bryan loses to The Miz and they continue this feud, which they should, then you have The Miz being able to sit there and be like, I proved you wrong. There's nothing else for me to prove, and Daniel Bryan has to sit there and do everything he can to get another match with The Miz. So The Miz is going to win this match. What else do we have here? Bludgeon Brothers versus The New Day for the tag team titles for SmackDown side. I'm gonna have to go with The New Day. The Bludgeon Brothers were a team when they were put together. They had intrigue to them. They were a force to be reckoned with, destroying tag team after tag team after tag team. And then you gave them the tag team titles, and they haven't done anything since. Really. They wrestled at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And I get a match that was move for move at a house show weeks beforehand. And now you have the New Day, who WWE wants to give them the most tag team title reigns of all time, which I think is beating the Dudley Boys, which is going to be a while. But still, they're going to give it to the New Day because they really haven't done anything with the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers have kind of been just dropping in stock, and it's time for them to move on from that. I think I've done everything but the two main title matches, right? Yeah, I believe so. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. This one is 10, 11 years, or whatever it is. I would say 15 years in the making. And this is not their first rodeo. This one is definitely worth your wait. Let me see here. On the July 24th episode of SmackDown Live General Manager Paige was about to announce AJ Styles' opponent for the WWE Championship at Summerslam with an open contract, but was interrupted by James Ellsworth, who tried to claim the contendership and was fired by Paige after insulting her. As Paige saw the Ellsworth being kicked out, Samoa Joe attacked AJ Styles with the Coquina Clutch. Joe then signed the contract, thus making the match official for SummerSlam. The very next week, Samoa Joe would come out and get very personal with AJ Styles, and a lot of fans are wondering why would they draw the personal card in this feud? This isn't like Nakamura and Styles, where the one at WrestleMania was like the only other time those two have ever wrestled at the time. These two, Samoa Joe, even Impact Wrestling is throwing out best matches between these two. They're throwing out like the Global Wrestling Network show matches and stuff all on their YouTube page, because it's a big talking point, and they want to get the most views that they can. Smart on Impact Wrestling, but these two have been doing the dance in wrestling, or like sports entertainment, whatever you want to say, for at least 15 years. At least 15 years, in my opinion, I think. But these two have gone back and forth. They've had great matches. They don't the only way you could actually do this was be personal. The only way this match would have had any intrigue is if Samoa Joe brought out the personal part to it. He said AJ Styles is a failure as a father. He's put in a husband. He's put the WWE Championship in front of every single thing he has ever done. So this is it got to AJ Styles. AJ came out the next week and was pissed as hell. He got emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeves. He cares about his family. And then this week, AJ Styles comes out and makes a promise that he starts making a promise about his family. And he's not going to get, angry, he wasn't going to let emotions get to him. And Samoa Joe comes out and reads a very deceptive letter, supposedly from AJ's wife. Later on, WWE posted a post-SmackDown Live video where Samoa Joe is baiting at AJ Styles, who is livid and pissed. The club of Gallows and Anderson and the Usos, I believe, are holding AJ Styles back. This should be a great match. It does not mean it's going to be a great match, because this is WWE, and they do what they have to do to sacrifice whatever they can to try and put all their eggs in one basket for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. When we got to WrestleMania this year, the biggest hype was AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. What happened to that match? It got sacrificed, it got sabotaged for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That match should have went longer. That match should have been better. And WWE did everything they could to sabotage that match. We gave it to you, and all we wanted to do was cut their legs out from underneath of them. That's exactly what happened. And WWE is not ashamed of what they did. And then we got Nakamura and Styles for the Greatest Royal Rumble. For Backlash, the Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash, Money in the Bank. We got it like on 2 episodes of SmackDown Live. We got it at Extreme. We got it at Money in the Bank as well. Yeah. So we had like 5 or 6 matches between these two. I thought we were going to get Extreme Rules too, but they won with Rusev, which is fine. But I'm going with AJ Styles. I don't think that they are going to take this title off of AJ for a good long while. We do have the WWE 2K game coming out in the middle of October, and AJ Styles is the cover athlete, and you darn straight WWE likes using AJ as the promotional guy. He's the guy who goes out and promotes WWE. They posted a video of him talking about going to batting practice with the Yankees this past week, and a bunch of other stuff that he's done. He's also just broke a record that nobody really talks about anymore. He is the longest reigning SmackDown champion, the longest reigning champion on SmackDown, which used to be held by JBL. And what that means is, it doesn't mean he's the longest reigning champion of whatever. It's continuous reign on one brand. The last time that happened, yes, Brock Lesnar is the longest reigning champion on Raw with 500 plus days, but AJ Styles on SmackDown has passed over the 280-day mark, which was held by JBL from his reign in 2004 to 2005. He's also the only guy and the first to do it win the WWE Championship on foreign soil. So AJ Styles, someone in WWE is like a big fan of AJ Styles. It sucks for a guy like Samoa Joe, who is good at what he does, to be shafted like this to prolong a championship reign for AJ Styles. I think AJ is going to hold the title until he breaks CM Punk's record of 400 and some days. Yes, they said they did that with Brock Lesnar, but it's not the same championship. This is the legit title, the same title that CM Punk held for 400 plus days. I think it was like 448 days or something like that. So I can honestly see them doing that instead of giving somebody else the championship. If Daniel Bryan resigns, and I already said this, I would say SummerSlam next year would be Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Not AJ Styles, but Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, and that's when Samoa Joe would win the championship. It sucks for Samoa Joe, but wrong place and wrong time. AJ Styles is going to win. This feud will not be over. I believe we are going to see these two inside a Hell in a Cell. With how personal Samoa Joe has made this rivalry, I can honestly see this match ending by DQ on AJ Styles' part. Samoa Joe wins the match, but he does not win the title for the simple fact is AJ Styles loses his cool too much and ends up getting disqualified. So AJ Styles is going to retain the title, but I think Samoa Joe is going to win, and then we're going to get AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe inside Hell in a Cell. With how personal they made it, that's the only thing this warrants. And then we get to the main event. The main event, which nobody cares about. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. WWE would be foolish to put this on in the main event. Why? Why would WWE be foolish to put this on in the main event? Simple. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, you saw how bad it was at WrestleMania. That was bad. This is New York City. This is the home the home of WWE for at least 20, 30 years, I believe. This is their home turf. Vince McMahon should know this crowd better than any crowd out there. If you put this match on last, you're going to have one of two things. And especially if they want to go with the WWE's WrestleMania type match where they go suplex, Superman punch, Superman punch, Superman punch, spear, 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 F5, 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 and that's all we get. You're going to have either the crowd shitting over this match completely, or you're going to get a backlash effect where everyone turns around and leaves. Leaves and says, fuck you, Vince, we don't care anymore. This match, and there's only two outcomes that salvages this match. Well, three. The first outcome is Braun Strowman cashes in, one way or another, wins the title, everyone goes home happy. Roman Reigns gets beat. No cash in. Brock Lesnar goes on to Monday night, loses it then, everyone goes home happy. Or the Authors of Pain get involved, taking out Brock Lesnar, helping Roman Reigns win this match, turning Roman heel, and Roman wins the title, and we go that way. The Paul Heyman stuff's not going to happen. They ruined that all on Monday Night Raw. But you cannot just have Roman Reigns win this match clean. You can't. You just can't. You'll have... I could just see this being one of those things that if Roman Reigns wins this match clean, then we're going to see trash fill the Barclays Center. It would not surprise me. If people are still in their seats by the end of this match, I could see trash being filled in the ring if Roman Reigns wins. The reason I still say Roman doesn't win is because why is Brock Lesnar scheduled for the night after SummerSlam? That still don't make any sense to me. Again, how many times is Brock Lesnar? He wasn't there the night after the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure he wasn't there the night after WrestleMania. I believe that was Paul Heyman was out there for that. He wasn't there the Monday after the Greatest Royal Rumble. Why is he there? The only thing that makes sense to me is that Roman Reigns loses to Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman cashes in on Monday night. SummerSlam just... I know why there's no excitement for SummerSlam because there's really nothing to get excited about. I would hope to be excited about Miz and Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles, but with WWE's track record of putting all their eggs in one basket to try and get Roman Reigns over, sacrificing other matches just to try and do that, I don't see this going anywhere close to anything more than just being a total failure. WWE, I hope you watch how bad this is going to get because I guarantee you it's going to be just a total mess if you go the wrong way. But that is going to be all for your not NXT, but your SummerSlam preview and predictions. I will be back here tomorrow for our usual unscripted, where we have a lot to talk about. I'm not going to get into what we're going to talk about too. You just have to sit there and watch. Until then, make sure to find me on Twitter at TheFrance. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. Make sure to hit that follow button at both Twitter and Twitter and my Twitch accounts. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Let me know who you think is going to win each and every match for SummerSlam. And I will see you guys tomorrow for unscripted number 32. Until then, my name is TheFrance, and I'm getting out of here.